Welcome back to Sandrunner RC, and the parts are here. Alright, we're working on a Tekno today, the center diff. I was waiting on some more parts to arrive from A Main because, well, that's where the parts come from. You gotta like A Main. They are great for delivering parts. They're always on time and usually exactly what you order. So I can imagine no problems found there. Today we're going to be putting in a new center diff cup. This is supposed to be the new improved one, and it's right here by Tekno, and this is supposed to be a new improved cup. Not really sure why it's new improved, but it looks different a little bit. Oop. Alright, so let's start out. We're going to be putting in some new seals. First we're going to put a little grease on them because it does call out to put grease on these little seals. And they go down in the cup. So we're going to do that first. Put the first one down in there. I'll probably use a tool. Gotta like these little pliers. Little medical pliers. They work fantastic for putting small things in places. Okay, so there we go. Alright, and now it also shows to put grease around this one ring right at the bottom. So we're going to slide that up through there, just like that, right through the center of that O-ring, and push that baby right back down to where it goes without damaging it, just gently. Then we're going to be putting the washer, and basically it's to protect that little O-ring, and that goes in first, right over the top of it. Okay, just like so. Pushing that down, make sure it's good and set. Alright, next we are going to put this little shaft right here that keeps your sun gear in place, and that will go right into there. So line up the slot with that slot and try again. Okay. There it is. And it just slides right through across that washer, just like that. Okay, next, sun gear. I'll just snap that down in there, and bam, it's in there. Feels nice. Okay, next is what it calls out for is on my hands, so I'll wipe them off a little bit. Calls out 20,000 diff fluid for the center diff. Start with what they recommended. Trying to make it as close to factory brand new as I can. Oh, you know what? I almost jumped ahead of myself. They do say go ahead and put these gears in first. So first put the first set in of the planetaries. Just like so, with the little slot facing up. Now remember, these aren't, not everything is brand new here. It's still a used Tekno. So some of the parts will have little wear marks on them and things like that. Doesn't make them bad, just let you know it's not brand new. Okay. Man, that went easier than I thought it was going to. You know what I did? Practice. I forgot to put the bearing on there. Brand new bearing. I decided to go ahead and change the bearings because the old truck, the bearings were rusty and just, they were still kind of smooth. It just had some rust growing on them for some reason. I was like, alright, fine. Put new ones. Put it back in there. Back on that. Line the slot back up with a good spot. So you can get faster at this. Put this back in there. Like so. Okay, put the sun gear back in there. Perfect fit. Drop that in there like so. And one more time. Drum roll, please. Okay. Now, the center diff is assembled, and we're going to add looks like everything's down where it should be. And it says to add this 20,000 weight oil right to the top of the gear. So your little planetary gears will just be covered. Not all the way to the top of the plastic, but just over the top of the gear. You see that? And I've watched a few other videos, and they say that letting them sit a little bit is also helpful. Got a brand new gasket, that way it won't leak. Little O-ring, brand new. This one already got the bearing on there. I'm forgetting that. A little bit of grease around that little sleeve right there that O-ring rides on. They say to grease that right there. That's probably just to make sure that the O-ring lasts a little bit longer. Alright. I think I'm going to add just another drop of oil on there. It looks like it's caved a little bit since the first time. Not a lot. Okay. And slide that through. Yep. Now the washer again. Just like so. And it keeps the sun gear from rubbing on that O-ring. So you know, tear up the O-ring, it's going to leak really bad. Slide the pin through. Put the next O-ring, or excuse me, sun gear in place. And we're pretty much almost ready to snap that baby back together. I also bought brand new was the little cage that holds the center diff, because the original was stripped out. The plastic parts wasn't quite strong enough to deal with. More than likely I'm taking it apart, putting it back together and taking it apart. So eventually the bolts strip out. So that's what I figured was happening there, is that, you know, he had taken it apart enough times that stripped out the hole. It's looking close. Maybe one more drop, just because that oil is thick. Looks pretty good. I don't see any air bubbles or anything. Oh, you know what? I think I'm just going to put this right on here, just like so, and then this one lined up right on top of it. Oh yeah, mushed out that oil. Definitely completely full. That's probably why they want you to leave that little air gap in there. Is once you push that other sun gear on top, you just really got no room for nothing else. And this was a 2mm Allen, and I have a 2mm Allen for my little battery one, because I already started them, so you can basically give it a go. I'm not gonna go bottom it out with it. I'm just gonna basically get it started so I don't have work so quite hard. And they sell these little Craftsman electric screwdrivers at Ace Hardware. I picked up these little Allens from Amazon. They're relatively cheap, way cheaper than the screwdriver set that you buy off the RC hobby stores websites. So you don't have to quite be out of pocket so much, but it works good. It's a little handy for, you know, just a quick spin a screw in that's so long. You don't really have to worry yourself so much about sitting there forever trying to turn in a super long screw. Because yeah, it's 14 millimeters long, that screw, so you'll be there a while. You definitely will be turning that screw in for a while. I'm just going to wipe off that extra oil that came out of the holes when I push that sun gear together, because man, that oil is thick. Gear is sharp. Yep. Cross over to the other side. try to put even torque on them so that way the gasket will seal good. And the reason I did this is not just to be brand new, but also the center diff was leaking when I first got it, and I figured it would be a good thing to start out to make sure that, you know, it's the way the factory intended. That way I'm starting with a used car, but I'm trying to make it as new as possible. That way I'll get the full intent of this Truggy, you know. I know it's not brand new, but still it's in good shape. I got it used and it's in good shape. And don't be afraid to go out there and buy used stuff, because you know what? Sometimes people, they get into this sport and they don't last long. They, you know, sometimes they just say this is not for me and they sell off their stuff. Or they get a brand new car every year and hey, that car they had was pretty good shape. You're not losing out. You're getting something that's still worthwhile. So, and I that's exactly what happened at the track when I bought this one. That he bought a brand new model, the 2.2, and this is the 2.0. But I like this truck. It's nice. So that is that. Nothing is ready to go in. Okay, and I'll see you next time on Sandrunner RC, and thanks for watching my videos. And if you put yourself through the punishment of watching me, I appreciate it. Thumbs up, thank you. Bye bye.